Hello children and welcome to grade 10. I will be teaching you geography this year. So let's begin with the first topic, that is field visit. So children, let us understand what is field study. There are a few points here which you can read and understand. The first point is visiting a place. So what do you mean by visiting a place? If you want to have a field study, you need to visit a particular place. It may be a museum or a farmland or even an election office. The second point is observing facts. Now the first thing when you get any information is by observing. So when you visit a place, you observe to gather the information. So next point is what kind of information you all can get from that particular place. You all can get a variety of information like geographical, cultural, social, historical, economical, etc. Let's move ahead. Now here, how to obtain facts. Now when you go to a field study, how can you get the information? The first thing is the same one as the previous one, that is by observing the facts. By observing, what do you mean by observing? By looking at it or touching it, or you can even interview the officials. Now who are officials? If you visit an election office, so you're going to ask questions to the person who is authorized there. So in that way you can get the information of what you want. Local people, you can get the facts by speaking to the local people. For example, if you visit a village, so you can go and talk to some local people who can give you information about their occupation, about their lifestyle and many other things. The last one is studying the documents. What do you understand by studying the documents? So example, if you go to a particular office like a taluka office or an election office, or even for example if you go to a village, there also you can get some kind of information like the register or the map or anything that you need which can give you a proof of that particular information. Let's move ahead. The places that can be visited for a field visit. The places like riverbank, seashore, factory, mountain, plateau, fort, farm, railway station, hill station, and children, there are many other places which you can visit for a field study. These are the same pictures that I mentioned previously. The first one is the farmland. You can visit a farm. You can visit a railway station. You can also visit a seashore or mountainous or hilly regions. Here we will understand the aims and objectives of field study. To know about the place. Now children, you go to a particular place. Why do you go there? So that you may understand that place, not only the place, but the people, their traditions, their customs, their geography, history, everything. To learn the climatic condition. Suppose if you go to a faraway place from where you are staying, obviously the weather conditions there will be different. So you will get to learn different kind of climatic conditions. To observe the physical topography. Now what is topography? Topography means landscapes. If it is a mountainous region or if it is a plain region or plateau region. Next, to acquire knowledge about the people and the area. As I told you earlier, if you go for a field visit, you not only get the information of that place, but also of the people living there and the area as well. To understand the natural resources. So children, when you go to a place which is having less water supply or there is drought there, then you understand that the natural resource which is very important to us in our life, water, is less. So when you go to a particular place, you also get the information about the natural resources. Next is importance of field study. First one, to understand various geographical concepts. So when you go to a field visit, you get to know the different point of views of geography, to see the elements with one's own eyes. Now, children, if you need any information for your project or anything, you directly Google or you directly browse into your internet. But when you go to a field visit, you have an in-hand experience. You get to see, you get to feel, okay? So that is why it is called as with one's own eyes. To understand the correlation between human and the environment. Like suppose if you're visiting a farmer or a person from the village, you can understand the correlation. That means the relation between the human and the environment. To learn the sensitivity about the historical, economical, cultural facts. So what do you understand by this? Sensitivity means you value that particular place. If there are, as we have history, as we have economics, as we have different type of cultures, as we value our own history, as we value our own cultural things, if we visit a particular place, we start valuing the others' history, the others' cultures. Moving on, it makes the subject more interesting. Now, when you go to a field study, you not only take in knowledge or you not only take in information, but you also get interesting facts out of it. You enjoy there, you have fun there. Next one, it builds up a sense of teamwork. So children, when you go for a field visit, you don't go alone there. You have your classmates along with you. So when you are there, you have to do some kind of activities there. So in order to do the activities, whom do you need? You need your classmates. So when you are in a team, you try to get the teamwork, that is, you work together. So the sense of teamwork increases, it builds up. Let's move on to the next. Preparations for field visit. So children, before visiting any place, you need to have some preparation, some plannings done. So what are they? The first one is select the place of visit. So it is very obvious, if you are going to a field visit, you need to select the place in the first place. Next is purpose of visit. So why are you going to the field visit? What is the reason behind it? So you need to know the purpose of your field visit. Next, schedule of visit. So you need to have or you need to plan in advance what is the time and date that you are going to visit. Next one is location map. You need to know the location of the place where you are visiting. The next one is questionnaire. So children, questionnaire is very necessary. Why? Because if you visit to a particular place, you would want to ask some questions to them. So if you are not ready with your questions, then you will not be able to question them properly. So the questionnaire should be prepared in advance. The last point is important documents and letters. The children, before visiting any place, you need to have proper documents and letters with you. What kind of documents? Like your ID or any kind of information that tells that from which place you are, so that you can get the proper permission to enter that particular place. Let's move ahead. Things needed for a field visit. What do you need when you visit a field study? So this you have done earlier in your classes. So let's just read it. Notebook, pen, iCard, pencil, scale, camera, compass, questionnaire, map, snacks, water bottle, cap, first aid, binoculars, etc. So children, all these things that are needed varies upon which place you are visiting. Let's move on. What precautions needs to be taken? So children, if you are visiting any place, you need to be careful about many things. So let us see what are those things. The first one is ensuring the safety of oneself and others. So when you are out there, you need to take care of yourself as well as the others. You need to be alert. The second is carry iCard. That means if you're visiting from the school, you need to have your iCard with you. Next is strictly obey the instructions. So children, there are different instructions that are there in different places. So you need to obey the rules. Not to harm the environment. So children, if you are visiting a historical place or a place that is conserved or any kind of place, you need to take care of the environment. So children, with this, we have finished with what are the aims and the objectives and what is the meaning of field study. I hope you have understood the actual meaning of field visit. In the next video, we will cover the field trip described in the textbook. I'll see you again in the next video. Take care.